Guys, I had a amazing experience Saturday. So I met this up with this girl in my building, and we actually got together. We slept together. She's about a 5'4", 5". She has a pretty like face and everything, but she's a little bit on the overweight side. I'm just gonna be honest. She's a little bit overweight. But anyways, she has a really amazing ass. So I was like, I don't really, I like booty. So I invited her. I slept with her, and basically I formed kind of a relationship with her, like as like a friend sort of thing, vibes. And I invited her with me to the city the next day. I told her I would take her, and it was kind of clear that we were kind of more like friends. I'm starting to think now she had a bit of feelings involved with it, and I feel kind of bad about putting her in the friend zone like that. But anyways, we went out into the city, and it was crazy because I was just amazed at how much affection and caring and like good energy she got from the people that she met. And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, I've never gotten that as a guy. I've never ever gotten that. She's not even attractive, and she's getting treated so nicely. It was insane. Like, think about it this way. We go and we would meet random girls on the street. We would, I was telling her, like, I want, like, help me out with picking up women, and I'll help you pick up dudes if you want. Like, I'll help you get a dude that you like. Like, we're in the friend zone, right? We're both friends now. So basically, she was like, okay. And then I would meet groups of girls, and she wanted to make more friends, right? So she's kind of like bored and lonely, whatever, in a boring ass college she's at, and she wants to make, connections with people. So she would, she was really excited about meeting people in, the New York area, like kids, like girls at NYU and, stuff like that. And she's like wanting to go there. She's way younger than me, by the way. She's 20, I think she's 22. I don't remember. No, she's 20. She's 20. I'm 32. All right. So I view her kind of like a little sister, to be honest. Right. So, we're going through the city, and we meet a bunch of people. We meet, several different women, and we form connections, and they were so like into talking with her, and like they were so like endearing towards her. And I was like, every conversation, like they would start talking together, be very excited. They'd be wanting to connect. They would give their phone number. It was real easy to be like, yeah, we should definitely hang out, blah blah blah. And they'd give their phone number, and I'd be sitting there like mute, quiet. And the thing I hated about it was that like I was taking this girl out to New York because I wanted to show her a good time. I wanted to, she looked bored. She didn't look very happy. We're currently at, I'm in a boring town right now, nearby New York. So she lives in my residence. So she looks bored and miserable all the time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take this girl out, and I told her I would. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to show her a great time, etc. And I took her to the best nightclubs, and I got her in, even though she's 20. Still, I know people that work at these spots, and she got in because the people I know, right? So she got into some of the best nightclubs in Manhattan, and we went to several. And it was crazy because one of them, I didn't even know the people who worked there, but we just met this, like, there's a 6'2" model-looking lady outside the nightclub. And we walk up and we ask her, we ask her what's her name, like this and that. I was hitting on her at first, but then my friend starts talking to her, and she immediately forms a connection with her. And then she invites her into the nightclub. She's like, come with me. And she also gives us these little tickets that get us free drinks at a very expensive nightclub. So these places are like, if you purchase a drink there, it's like, let's just put it like one of the most expensive spots in Manhattan for getting any alcohol. It's that, like, think about that. Manhattan's the most expensive city in the world. And then like, she gave us like 3 drink tickets so we could each. So we were able to get drinks there, etc. My friend had champagne, so it was like, it was amazing. But anyways, I was just amazed at how differently this girl was treated in comparison to myself. Think about it this way: the things that put me off the most was we met these two girls, these very attractive women, and my friend, she's talking to them, and they're like, they're making a good connection. I actually am the first one who started the conversation. I asked them for directions, then we got into a conversation from there on the street. And they looked really excited about my friend. They were like really talking to her and wanting to connect with her. And the crazy thing is, so they gave one of the ladies I was talking to. I told her I asked her for her number, and she gave me her number, and then she gave my friend also asked for the number, and she gave her number. Okay, so then the next day, I text, I say, "It was great to meet you, Anna." That's her name, Anna, right? Then my friend also says, "Anna, it's good to meet you. It's Sophia." So it makes it clear that it's Sophia. And then I just received a text today showing that the number she gave me was actually a fake number. And she gave my friend a real number. So I'm sitting there like, it's just like think about it. I'm going out. I'm doing something out of goodwill. I'm pretty much sacrificing a Saturday night to take this girl out. I'm treating her nicely. I'm paying. I'm getting her, food. I'm getting her a train ticket, etc. I'm taking her around. I'm not able to get in certain spots that I like because she's not 21, and etc. So I'm doing all this just to make this girl happy. I'm doing this out of goodwill. But when we meet groups of women, they automatically assume I'm bad. I'm not a good guy. There's obviously I obviously have ulterior motives. I'm doing something wrong. I'm not to be respected or treated like a human being. And I got treated like several times. I just didn't get treated right. And my friend though, because she's a girl, she got treated so well. It was insane. The treatment, the difference in treatment. And, man, it was just a very negative experience. One thing I did learn, guys, the way women that are attractive and the women that are unattractive, the way they think is very different. It's a night and day difference. Different things attract different types of women, okay? So keep that in mind. That's one of the strongest things I realized. This girl that I took out, she's not attractive, but I empathize with her because she's not very happy, right? So I wanted to make her happy because I am a human being. I have empathy. You know what I'm saying? And I slept with her, and I know I don't want to have this girl as a relationship partner, but I still wanted her to be happy, right? So I helped her a lot. I gave her all this advice on diet and finance, etc. I gave her all my wisdom that I had, and I did. I'm definitely a good person towards this girl. But the thing is, I don't want. I don't know if she wanted a relationship. I don't want that. So I feel kind of bad for her, maybe. And since I feel bad for her, I want to compensate and make up for that by, doing something like taking her out to the city, etc., connecting to a bunch of people. One of my goals was, she's lonely where she's at. So one of my goals the night when we went out was introduce her to a bunch of people, make her a ton of friends. And literally she got 20 phone numbers from random people, from different people in New York, people that she likes. She said some people are her dream friends, etc. I was like, oh, that's great, this and that. I'm really happy if she does that. But the thing I don't like is that, I am assumed to be something something bad, I guess, because I am a guy. Or because, maybe it's even worse. It's not because I'm a guy. It's because I'm not a Chad, or because I'm not white, something like that, And the thing that cracked me up, and it cracked her up too, I was hanging out with her, and we're at this, there's an age gap, right, obviously, and we're outside this nightclub, and we're talking to this one girl. She's Asian. Obviously, Asian women are Asian women generally, majority of the time, are there's a lot of racism in Asian culture, in America and in Asia, okay? And they think in a very racial and superficial way a lot of the time when it comes to, dating and how they view men. They're very much like, they judge things on appearance, and skin color, race, is a huge part of their assumption process. So a lot of Asian women will be like, oh, he's dark skinned, he's probably poor. Oh, he's like, he's probably this and that. He's probably a criminal. He might be more prone to this. This is the way they think. This is a sad part about, Asian women. This is the way a lot of them think. Sad but true. And that is why they worship white men. A lot of Asian women worship white men. It's gross. I've dated an Asian girl who was, she was like, she was like a mystery. She was like acting like a pickup artist towards white dudes. It was insane. She told me like stories about. She told me stories about how she like was obsessed with this one dude, and then she was trying to get married to him, and then the guy rejected her. So the thing that happened was that she would date white dudes, and then they'd notice that she's unusually like into them, and then they would reject her or stop seeing her. If you get someone who's like way too into you and becomes like possessive, even if the girl is attractive, a lot of times it's going to make you like kind of step back. And this is what happened with dudes. A lot of those dudes were literally incel status looking. They weren't good looking white guys, half of them. And, they were rejecting her because they were getting really uncomfortable by her, like, insistence that they stay together and that they form a relationship. They didn't want that. And it was amazing because, some of those guys are literally 4 out of 10 dudes, but they're white, they have blue eyes, but let's say they're fat. But think about it this way. Even in that scenario, even though they're 4s, I'm about a 6, right? That's what I was rated. I was a little bit over a 6. Some people say 6.5, etc. I'm a little bit over a 6, according to a lot of, face rating people that I sent my stuff to. I guess apparently that's me. But I as a 6.5 guy am seen as a backup option to this Asian girl who's going after this overweight World of Warcraft playing white dude. That's how they think. It's like if you bring a white girl, in that same scenario, very rarely will she choose the Warcraft dude over me. Okay, she would rarely choose a white 4 out of 10 guy over me. Okay, from my experience. But with an Asian girl, it's different because being white has such a huge halo attached to it. It's sad. It's ridiculous. But so here, back to the story of what occurred. So we're outside this nightclub, and there's this, the girl I'm with is very white. Let's say my friend, she's very white. She's got very palish looking skin. She's pretty, like facially. She's a little overweight. If she loses weight, she'll be very attractive. I'll say that. She will be a very attractive girl if she loses weight. But she's overweight right now. Anyways, so we're outside this nightclub, and we're talking to this one, like, taller Asian girl. She's kind of nerdy, and she then kind of cuts me out of the conversation, just focuses on talking to my friend, as usual, right? But so she's talking to my friend, and they're getting really chummy, and they're like smiling and everything. And then my friend told me later that night, she was like, yeah, that girl thought that girl was getting worried because she was thinking that you were stalking me or something. So she said that girl was getting worried, and she was asking if I was okay. Are you doing okay? Like, etc. She was asking my friend if she's okay because she was wondering if I was a threat or something, negative. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, man. Like, the assumption women have towards men is crazy. And I understand where it comes from. There's a lot of screwed up guys out there. But it's like, man, the thing that I hate about it is this. Yes, indeed, that there are screwed up guys out there. But if you have a guy who looks like, Jeremy, like if you have a guy that looks like, Jeremy Meeks, for instance. Jeremy Meeks is a criminal, by the way. Rarely will girls ask, if a girl's with Jeremy Meeks, rarely will they say, "Are you okay? Is he bothering you? Is he this and that?" And Jeremy Meeks is a criminal. But because he's good looking, rarely will girls do that. Me, for instance, I've never been arrested. I've never had any sort of legal issues. I've always kind of kept a straight head on. I'm a good person. I take care of people. Me, though, to this Asian woman, maybe it's because I'm brown or older. She's suspicious. She would never ask if my friend was okay if she was with a good-looking, tall, white dude. But she'll ask if she's okay with me. That's so think about that. That assumption, though, points to a really harsh truth in the sense that, women will assume things very quickly based on superficial criteria, and it doesn't matter who you actually are, and it doesn't matter what your past is. To this girl, she'll judge you really quick based on appearance. Your appearance. You could be the devil, but if you have an attractive appearance, she will not think badly of you. She will not assume badly of you. And even after she knows what you've done, like if you did evil things in your life, even then, she will not think badly of you, because all women really care about is how you look. And how all women really judge you upon is how you look. 99% of I wouldn't say 99, but 90% of the time, that is the case. As a guy who's been with a lot of women, I'm no incel. Trust me on that. I've been with a lot of women in my life. And I'm quite successful. I have dates every other day. But I'm absolutely pro black pill. Black pill is true. Black pill is actually absolutely the truth. Now, of course, there's a lot of stupidity in the black pill community, but the basic idea of talking about trends and how women actually function and the science behind it, I'd say it's pretty damn accurate, and it really aligns with my experience. And it's sad, and I'm sorry, but it paints women in a very unflattering light at this day and age. How can you respect women when you realize the way they think and the way they are? That they view men primarily almost entirely just based on their appearance, that they they have dual mating strategies, that they their racism in dating is so deep and rampant, especially in Asian cultures. I don't know, it just takes a lot of the respect I have for women way out of the box. Here's an interesting thing I read about recently. Okay, so a Karen is a woman who has lost her attractiveness. But, okay, her behavior doesn't change. Like a Karen at 18, let's say, is a beautiful Stacy, right? She's gorgeous, she's blonde, she's pretty blue eyes, she's perfect ass, really nice, thin body, whatever, right? She's very attractive, but she's obnoxious. She's a terrible person, right? She's racist, this and that. And she goes through life, and she doesn't really have to show those colors because, the world bends over backwards for her all the time, okay? Even for my friend that I took out to New York, the world bent over backwards for her, the whole night, even though she was not attractive, But the thing is, this Stacy that grows up, the world treats her very nice since she's young, right? So her obnoxious behavior doesn't really have a time that it comes out, right? Because the world is doing her favors because she's so beautiful, right? The men are doing everything they can to make her happy, etc., to try to win her over. So they'll go above and beyond what she wants. So then she gets older and she loses her attractiveness, okay? Now, the person she is, let's say this 18-year-old, when she was 18, maybe she's really, behind everything, a really obnoxious and negative person, right? I've seen this before, by the way. Maybe she's a horrible person, she's got an obnoxious attitude, etc., but the world does not condemn her for it because of her beauty. The world treats her well because she's so attractive. But then, once she reaches, a particular age where her attractiveness fades, let's say in their 40s or 50s, then the world stops treating her so nicely, stops doing her these favors, etc., and she notices it, and it makes her angry. And but on top of that, her obnoxious behavior is seen in another light. It's much more acknowledged. It's much more seen without the halo effect of, you know, a beautiful woman behind it. And that's what's labeled a Karen. A Karen is a woman that lost the beauty privilege that she once had in the past and is being called out for her behavior of who she actually is. Or it's a person, the anger that Karens get is, you know, when they stop, a lot of times the anger they get is, you know, when they stop, they don't have the halo effect of their beauty anymore. You know, so they get upset about that. They lose their privilege, their attractiveness privilege. And that's how most Karens are formed, and that's how most Karens are created and seen. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, it was just a very, very sad experience when I went out with this girl, because one of these girls gave me the wrong number in front of my face while giving the right number to my friend. Even though I was, you know, doing something good for my friend, taking her out. I just got assumed I'm not a good guy. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Good day, guys. Bye.